Have you ever wondered what our economy would look like if the main goal wasn't profit, but love? It's a pretty wild thought, right? Well, today we're diving into an economic model from a text called Love, the Kingdonomics Golden Rule, that argues for exactly that. Let's see how this whole thing works.
So this is really the question at the heart of it all. Just for a second, forget about supply and demand, forget about market shares. What if every single business decision, every purchase we make, every government policy, what if it was all guided by just one principle: love?
The answer that this text proposes is a concept it calls kingdomomics. And what is it? Well, it's defined as a complete, holistic economic system. But its engine, the thing that powers it, is something you don't usually see in an economics textbook: the love of God. All right, so to really get our heads around this system, we have to start with its absolute foundation. In Kingdomomics, love isn't just a nice feeling or a suggestion, it's the supreme governing law of the entire economic structure.
The core idea here is that if you get love right, every other rule just kind of falls into place. It's like a master key. If you're genuinely acting out of love, the thinking goes, you're automatically fulfilling all those other ethical and legal requirements without even trying.
And you can see right here how this whole economic theory is built on a theological foundation. This famous quote sets up a really clear hierarchy. Love isn't just one value among many. It's explicitly put right at the top of the list, the greatest of them all. Okay, so having one big law of love sounds great in theory, but how does that actually play out in the real world? Well, the system takes this huge idea and boils it down to two core actionable commands. And here they are. You can think of these as the two main pillars holding up the entire structure. The first one is that vertical relationship with God. And the second one is horizontal, how we relate to everyone else. Every single economic decision is supposed to be filtered through these two commands. So we've got the why, because love is the ultimate law. But now, let's get into the how. What does this actually look like in a day-to-day economy? The framework breaks it down into three really practical pillars. And here's the core framework for all economic activity: righteous production, peaceful distribution, and joyful consumption. See, it's not just about what you make, but how you make it, how you share it, and ultimately how you use it. It covers the whole cycle. Let's break that down a little. Righteous production means what we make has to be ethical and just, no exploitation. Peaceful distribution means it has to be shared fairly, without creating conflict. And joyful consumption means our use of goods should be about gratitude and joy, not just mindless accumulation. Now, it is absolutely crucial to understand the kind of love we're talking about here. This isn't some passive, sentimental feeling. No, this is an active love. A love that is described as generous, sacrificial, and fundamentally selfless. And to really drive home that idea of sacrificial love, the source points to this verse as the ultimate example. The parallel for the economy is pretty clear. The idea is that value should be created and given away not for personal gain, but as a selfless act for the good of everyone else. Now, you might be thinking this is all just some abstract theory, right? But it actually has a very real origin story and a person who has been championing it for decades. For 27 years, to be exact. Yeah, you heard that right. That's how long this concept has been in development. And this is the founder, Alexander Amuchi. He's credited as the pioneer of Kingdonomics, the one who has spent nearly 3 decades shaping this vision into the system we're talking about today. So what's the end game here? What's the ultimate goal? It's to take all of our resources, our thoughts, our time, our talents, and yes, our money, and pour all of it into those 3 pillars. And the purpose isn't just to build up some temporary wealth, but to create what the text calls eternal legacies. Okay, so the final section of this document really shifts gears. It moves from explaining the theory to a direct call to action. This isn't just a book to be read, it's an invitation to get involved. Basically, if this vision resonates with you, you're invited to become a partner. The goal here is to move Kingdomonomics from just a concept on a page to a lived, breathing reality by helping to spread the message far and wide. And make no mistake, the ambition here is huge. We're talking global. This quote from a missionary really frames the project's scope, saying it's about pioneering this idea in Nigeria and Africa, with the hope of it reaching, in their words, the ends of the earth. And that idea of a truly global reach is really hammered home here. The call to partner is meant to be radically inclusive. It's extended to people from all cultures, all languages, and all generations. The vision is for a universal system.
So there you have it. That's our look into Kingdonomics. It's a pretty comprehensive vision for an economy built from the ground up on the principle of love, which, of course, leaves us with a pretty challenging question for ourselves. If this system runs on love, what's the single principle that runs the economy we live in today? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us.